Get this book right here. This is his book. Same picture that we see here. Same exact picture.
It was drawn on, it was made on cloth.
Made on cloth, not canvas.
They couldn't.
So they couldn't whitewash that one.
Got it.
See that? Now this is his book right here, The True Law of Free Monarchies in Basilicon Doron. And it's instructions to his son on how to properly rule on his throne. That's what that is, right? Page 117. He even gives him instructions on how to choose a wife. This don't sound like a homosexual, man. This man had 9 children with his wife. And
He don't tell you none of that.
but you talking about this man was a homosexual. This man was speaking scripture before he even had the scripture translated. Showing you the Bible just didn't pop up in 1611, man. The scriptures go back. You feel me? And it was an ongoing process, a collection of time, because the Lord's word spans history. You see what I'm saying? And prophecies had to come to pass that were already written down to happen. All right, come on, bro.
Let's go to page 117. But as this severe justice of yours upon all offenses would be but for a time, as I've already said, so are there some horrible crimes that ye are bound in conscience never to forgive.
You see what he said? He said there are what?
Horrible crimes. Ye are bound in conscience never to forgive.
That you are bound in conscience never to forgive. This is what he telling his son. There are crimes that you are bound in conscience to never forgive. Now remember, the charge is he's a white homosexual. We prove he wasn't white. Let's deal with the homosexuality then.
Such as witchcraft.
Such as what?
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. Come on.
Willful murder. Incest. Sodomy.
And sodomy. A sodomite is one of the same race that have sexual contact. Sodomy. He told his son there are crimes that you are bound in conscience, horrible sins that you are bound in conscience never to forgive. One of them was sodomy, in which you're charging him with. But he telling his son never forgive that. You see, the reason these things these lies have been spewed out of the mouth of the devil is to keep you, Yasha Allah, Israel, from coming back and picking up your book, which is the Bible, man. The Bible, and he said the Bible wasn't historical. Look, we ain't even gonna get into it, but we got a video series on YouTube called The Most Historic Body of Notes. It's a 15-part series, and you sit through that and try to debunk that. We go show the biblical prophecy, the rise and fall of kingdoms of the world recorded in history in successive order. You see that? So you can't say the Bible's not historical, man. You can't say it, because men were prophesied to stand up and rule a certain time before it actually happened, such as Alexander the Greek. And how his kingdom will be divided into 4 parts, his 4 generals. That's prophecy in Daniel chapter 8. And how he took down the Medes and the Persians, which are the Iranians. And them other nations, dark-skinned nations behind them. That's world history, but there's also prophecy written down before that event even happened, man. See, if your God is really God, Dr. Ali Muhammad, your God is all-knowing. And he knows the end from the beginning. We can chop it up and read paperwork from opposing viewpoints all day long. Let's get to the fact of the matter. What's going to prove whose God is God? Open up the book of your God and let's see if it defends itself. If it can't defend itself, it was not divinely inspired by the Most High power on high. Let's battle the books. Let's put all that madness away. Let's battle the books and see what book gonna answer. See, you don't want to do that. And we'll take the debate. Let's go into where the Bible come from. Easy work, man. Easy work. Easy work. It's all already out there laid out for us, man. The research is there, contrary to popular belief. See, you hear these men talk bold as if what they saying is sure, and he got doctor behind his name. But no, he's set up to deceive. Because the very things you claim you going there to debunk, the history is already there, man. Them brothers gonna eat you alive, man. It's not about to be no 5-minute you finna slap some brother of the Lord up. and you saying things as if the scripture don't show that is already in there or prophesied, bro, through scripture, history, and archaeology. All right, what you looking up, brother?
I'm looking up this James in the Greek.
This is the Strong's Concordance. Go ahead, brother.
Actually, James, right at the beginning of James, it tell you, first off, before it get into the chapters of the word, it say, see also Jacob.
Jacob, which is Yaquab or Jacob, some brothers say, Yaquba, Yaquab, the supplanter. Tell me, why was his name James? Boy, why your name Leroy? The hell you mean? You men are crazy with the your what you think is points or no points.
No points. That's the
James means Jacob.
Man.
What's the next excuse? Yaquab, that's Hebrew.
2385, the same as Jacob.
Same as Jacob. Same as Jacob. Though, brothers and sisters, if y'all part of that so-called conscious community, ask them why they silent on the blacks that ran the Roman Empire after it fell. After the whites fell, the blacks came up. This right here is Imperial Rome by Moses Hadass. Imperial Rome. See that? By Moses Hadass. Right here, these are the 4 generals that took over in 293. Before that, it was another brother that took down Rome in 192 AD, Septimius Severus. They talk about him in this book.
They shot them noses, boy.
They shot all the noses off. Look at them. Those are brothers. Those are the brothers, and they set up thrones. 2 of them took Eastern Europe, 2 of them took Western Europe.
And we all know why they shoot off the noses of those ancient depictions.
Same way they shot the nose off the Sphinx, right?
We know why.
To hide the identity. Now trip off this, page 141. Armies based in several of the provinces that already proclaimed their own commanders as emperor. Rome failed. Like we seen America falling, but the blacks took over. Trip off this. Their own commanders as emperor. And one of them was Septimius Severus. African by birth. You know what? We got him. Don't we got him?
To who?
Septimius, the picture of him in that in here.
In that, yeah. Sure, I just was at it.
African by birth, North Africa. By this time, Jerusalem had failed. And a lot of us fled into Africa running from the Romans. And that war against Rome never stopped. It never stopped. We kept having to bang against Rome. And when we figured them out, they sent another enemy at us, Islam. Islam was created by the Roman Catholic Church too. Muhammad was an agent of the Roman Catholic Church, man. Straight up.
His white father was a Catholic.
Saint Augustine and all them was black saints, man. Them was black men who basically trained that boy, man, and came up with that Quran and all that, man. Straight up. Trip off this. It said African by birth and commander on the Danube, now marched on Rome and deposed the new emperor by auction. You see that? Brother from North Africa, it was an Israelite, man. See, them brothers in the conscious community don't talk about your history in Europe because that brings validity to the Bible. You don't read the Bible in the mindset these were white men. Old to the New Testament. You read it now like, oh. Now, a lot of us was on some wickedness as well. We're not saying because they were dark skinned, they was right. A lot of us was wicked. See what I'm saying? A lot of us was wicked.
Real.
But the fact of the matter is what? This whole white image of the Bible, God, Jesus, angels, Jews being of Caucasian descent is a direct attack. And most of you niggas done took that up, man. That's an attack on the scriptures from the spiritual adversary, the devil. You men are doing what the white man wants you to do. Attack your source.
Attack your own source.
What the hell are you doing? Severus' cardinal principle of the government was simple. Take care of the army and the rest will take care of itself. Enrich the soldiers, he advised. The sons who were to succeed him and scorn all other men. You see that? So that's when, right here, when blacks start taking over Rome. One of these is Diocletian. Y'all heard of some of these men? The tetrarchs whom Diocletian established to help administer the empire in 293 are shown embracing in the stone sculpture now standing in Piazza di San Marco in Venice. Those are brothers. Those are who you would call black people today, black folk. And not only that, proof that we was in Rome. Look at these brothers with these afros in these gladiator arenas, man. Look at them brothers. It's more than talk. We ain't talking. I'm pretty sure you got something else. And also show y'all another ancient depiction of the Jews. The Ancient World. The Ancient World by Curtis, International Library of Knowledge. So we dealt with his points, man. First, King James was white and a homosexual. That got knocked out the box. We didn't only show the Stuart family, but other families, other noble families who ran many parts of Europe, Scotland and France and Spain. Went to J.A. Rogers and showed Negro coats of arms of nobility, right? From Great Britain to France to Germany. You feel me? At the same time, we was down in Africa too. And then he said, show me a Hebrew university. Boy, you ain't never heard of Timbuktu? Ghana? What are you talking about? Them was Hebrews, brother.
Great kingdoms.
Hebrew. Ghana, the word Ghana is Hebrew in itself. What are you talking about?
That's a whole nother lesson.
That's a whole nother lesson, man. Like, look, we already did the research. Just check the channel, man. Go on back and look. We already did the Egyptology chop shop. We already did the most historic body of notes. We already got on the brothers that claim Christ ain't in the Old Testament, man. You feel me? We at war on every front. The non-messianic brother, the Hulan Mitchell, Yahweh ben Yahweh follower. You feel me?
And to prove that they want to keep you away from the Bible and that this is your source, you can look up Henry Berry.
Yeah.
He gave a speech after Nat Turner rose up. And he told the rest of them slave masters to keep us from the light.
Keep us from the light.
He said you must keep them as the beasts of the field and keep them from the light, which the scriptures are the light.
He knew that.
He knew it.
The spirit rise back up in him.
He knew it.
And also y'all look up Denmark Vesey. You can look at all them slave revolts on YouTube. It's like an hour and something long that Denmark Vesey. That was another brother, man. You feel me? Refused to even get off the sidewalk for heathens. For what? You feel me? Made the heathen walk in mud. You did, but we're trying to get his brothers together. Told him ain't no such thing as no velvet revolution, Jack. No such thing as no velvet revolution, man. Blood gonna spill. But we gotta be up under the vibration of the Most High, man. And we pull swords when the Messiah return, man. I ain't all that extra y'all men talking about taking the gun, man. Look, we can care less about all that, man. I don't want Esau's kingdom. We want it to fall. We not looking 30, 50 years from now to be, you know what I'm saying, set